Hey everyone, Link here, and welcome back to Ratchet and Clank, where last time we checked out the Blarg Tactical Research Station on Nebula G34 in search of where Chairman Drek may be and any potential equipment we could steal from the Blarg and use for our own purposes in fighting this war that is getting started. We did not find where Drek is, but we did get some good equipment like the grind boots and the hydro displacer. And we found where Captain Qwark is going to be finally, which is very important because we're going to need his help. Captain Qwark is going to be found on planet Rilgar in Blackwater City, presenting the awards for the hoverboard races, so let's head on in there. Welcome to Blackwater City. It is another very large city level, like Metropolis, but it has a very, very different vibe. For one, it's taking place at night, and for two, it doesn't seem to be planet spanning. Or at the very least, we're starting on the outskirts of the city and making our way in. Before we get going, we have a new weapon at the Gadgetron vendor. Specifically, the Mine Glove. The Mine Glove is not... You might initially think that the Mine Glove is a replacement for the Bomb Glove. And it kind of is, but not really. I will be putting it in place of the Bomb Glove. But despite being, you know, an explosive like the Bomb Glove, it does behave quite a bit differently. I mean, for one, it's a mine. So it's not like it'll go off immediately on contact. Instead, well, upon being thrown, instead we toss out a couple of mines. They'll just go ahead and sit there, open the door, let the enemies come through, and if an enemy gets close to one of the mines you set out, they will chase it down and kill it. Quite effectively. Wonderful little weapon. It's quite a bit more powerful than the Bomb Glove, I believe, and the fact that it's a delayed explosion that goes off when an enemy gets close does make it a little bit more practical in most situations. But sometimes I like the immediacy of the Bomb Glove's explosions. So there are advantages to the Bomb Glove. But I do generally like the Mine Glove more. But again, it's not a straight replacement. The different behavior, the delayed explosion plus the slight enemy following behavior, is usually a strength, but can be a weakness, because just sometimes you want that immediate explosion. Alright. The main thing I like to use the Mine Glove for is it's very good for setting traps. Set a few mines out here, and when the enemies try to come at us... Alright, I guess there is an immediate explosion if it touches an enemy. But sometimes you don't necessarily want it to just directly touch the enemy, you just want it to be close because maybe they're just barely out of range. Again, pros and cons. Over here we have an enemy known as the Amoeboid. Amoeboids are these weird, well, you can see them, they're slime creatures that are invading the city, and as we saw in the infobot, the city is taking precautions to deal with them. Best way to really deal with them is the Pyrocitor. That crowd control is just so good for dealing with them because when you hit them, they split up into smaller copies of themselves. So yeah, just tearing through them and then their copies with the Pyrocitor, really good strategy. Okay, I don't believe we could use the Taunter to lure them off the edge. They're too smart for that. But yeah, the other main enemy we're seeing in this level is the Exterminators, sent out by the city to exterminate the Amoeboids. Unfortunately, they seem to also see us as a threat. Maybe this is just their, maybe this lethal force is just their way of saying, hey, get back indoors. But honestly, that seems pretty fucked up to me. Because we do have the two factions here, you're gonna see a lot of enemy infighting. Well, I guess not technically infighting. They're different factions of enemies entirely. But you will get to see a lot of enemies fighting each other, which is always something that is a wonderful delight in video games. Alright, before we go start setting traps, I want to see if we can get a little bit more mine ammo. We have a max capacity of 50, which is nice. Let's see, we'll set 3 mines there. 3 there. I don't know if there's like a limit for how many mines can be out at once. 6 looks to be fine. Nothing prematurely exploded. Haha, perfect! Everyone's dead. Actually, I may have overdone it. I didn't need this mine. Oh well. We have plenty of mine ammo, so it doesn't matter too much. Alright, for the next area, I'm just gonna prematurely tell you that you're gonna want the Pyrocitor would be good, Glove of Doom would be good, any crowd control weapon will be good. Just in general, this level, crowd control is your friend. And here we have the Exterminators and the Amoeboids fighting. Looks like the Exterminators won already. I didn't even have a chance to get in on the action. Oh well, they seem to be leaving the bolts aside for me, so that makes me happy. Okay, I'll leave those ones for a moment. I want to go ahead and grab some bolts and loot before we continue onwards. There's a lot to grab in this area. Alright, more Exterminators. Another manhole we can ride up. What is with this city's sewer system? It seems to be having a bad time right now. Alright, with our loot grabbed, what is this guy doing here in the middle of a war zone?
Rhino for your robot. Trade you.
Well, okay.
Ratchet.
I'm kidding. Sorry, he's not for sale. What's a rhino anyway?
Rip ya a new one.
What did you just say to me?
R-Y-N-O. Rip ya a new one.
Why, that's the most powerful missile launcher in the galaxy. I know it's worth a lot of bolts. He must have stolen it from the blarg.
Stolen? Look, trash can. Did I say anything about it being hot? You better watch your mouth or I'll...
Wait, don't tell me. Rip you a new one.
And this guy is selling the most powerful weapon in the game. 150,000 bolts for the Rhino. Yeah, we're not going to be able to afford that anytime soon. Don't even consider buying it yet. Actually, I lie. There is a trick that lets you get enough bolts to buy it as early as this level, but it takes hours and hours and hours of leaving your controller in one spot with a rubber band or a hair tie strapped to it. So I'm not going to be going over that yet. That's very much an exploit that I don't want to be abusing. We don't need to be getting the Rhino this early in the game. But yeah, the Rhino is a recurring weapon throughout the Ratchet and Clank series. You're going to find a Rhino or its equivalent in basically every game, and it will always be the most powerful, most ridiculous weapon. It's very much a joy to use. But we'll be saving it. Alright, let's go ahead and loot some boxes up here. And down here in this pit, we've got a bunch of amoeboids and some exterminators behind cages. You know, I don't think I really want to deal with this, so we'll let them fight amongst themselves. Go, 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 go! Yes, made it. We'll see who wins. I think the amoeboids are losing hard. No, the amoeboids won. I will say, basically every time I've done this level, a different faction wins. Sometimes it's the exterminators, sometimes it's the amoeboids, which is, I love that. I love enemy infighting like that. It's just, it's always fun in video games to just let them beat themselves up. Heading up here, we have a mess. Lasers everywhere, enemies everywhere, and a gold bolt right over here. Alright, let's start working our way through here. Starting off, we've got a switch. Each of these switches will lower one of the laser barriers, allowing us to make progress. Unfortunately, we don't have control over which laser barrier it opens, so we're gonna have to hope that it gives us a good path. This level is very, very much well designed for the Mine Glove. Just the fact that you can set out these traps and let the enemies just run into them is so wonderful. Okay, amoeboids down. No enemies next to us. Good. We got boxes there. Otherwise, no enemies. And we're out of there. Without exploring like half the damn area. I want that gold bolt. Oh shoot, I was supposed to sit down a mine. My bad. Okay. We either have amoeboids or these jerks. Let's see, 3 mines should be good over there. And then Pyrociter in case it's the amoeboids. Okay, it's these guys. Oh, I could have just lured them into it. Alright, this gives us the boxes. And we loop back around here. Okay, still nothing. Thank you. Thank you, Blackwater City Security. Alright, you know what? This box is bothering me. I want its contents. Okay, we've got one more attempt we can do over here. Get our Pyrociter out, because we're definitely fighting these guys. Okay. Give me that gold bolt. Unfortunately, the switch that should be opening this barrier is broken. So we can't get the gold bolt. That sucks. That is so extremely unfortunate. Alright, well, only one way to go. If you can't go through the maze, go over it. Just carefully walk along the top so we don't fall. And gold bolt number 11. Alright, that is basically the entire maze done. I don't think there's anything else we can do here. We have cleared this area out, we got our gold bolt, let's keep going. Okay, we've got another one of those tanks up there, one of those exterminator tanks. I really hate those poison fumes they spit out. Okay, tank's down, so it's safe. Or not. They're being very generous with the health. I very much appreciate it, but I'm not seeming to need it too much here. Though, again, with the very dense crowds in this area, I don't blame anyone who needs that health. And we've come to the end of the path. We'll be talking to that woman in a little bit. Just first, we need to go ahead and grab all the loot in this area. So many boxes. We're doing real good on bullets. We're already up to 6,000 again. Oh shit! God, I should have... Mines! I talk about all the good strategies you can use in this game, and then I forget to use them. I think the lesson here is I need to slow down a bit. Okay. Does the building look off to you? Something looks off about this. Did my brain just break? Is it supposed to be completely white? Okay, there is something over here, but we can't get through. There is a switch there, but looks like we'll need to get there from the other side. Okay, seriously, is this building supposed to be just pure white like that? I guess it is looking at the top half of the texture, but like, when I came out here and I just saw this, my brain just was like, what is happening? Alright, we got our exploration done. Oh my gosh, no we did not. What do you mean I didn't get this already? I got too distracted by the weird-ass building tripping up my brain. Alright, let's go ahead and talk to her now.
Welcome to the HoverCon Intergalactic Hoverboard Competition. Captain Qwark's giving away a brand new Platinum Zoomerator to the winner of this competition.
A platinum zoomerator. Perhaps that will be the proof of your accomplishments that Skid's agent requires.
Wait, do you guys mean Skid McMarks?
Yeah, Skid couldn't make it, so we're here to, you know, fill in for him.
Guess we'll see about that.
Nice! The hoverboard races. If we enter these, well, Qwark's supposed to be giving out the prize, right? So if we enter this and win, we could actually get to meet with Captain Qwark and ask for his assistance. Before we do enter the race, though, I do want to say I know about the Easter egg here, I'm not doing it, and I will block anyone who asks that I do it. I'm setting that ground rule right here. Do not even mention it. Alright, let's go ahead and enter the hoverboard race. So the Railguard racetrack isn't too difficult. The only real issue with it is they drop you in so suddenly, and you just get started right away. I would recommend, since they don't punish you for losing, to spend a few attempts just getting a feel for the controls and for the racetrack itself. There's a few things that you should be aware of while going through the racetrack. For one, avoid the TNT. There is TNT all over the racetrack, and if you hit it, you will blow up, you'll have to restart, and you will lose several seconds, which could cost you the race quite easily. Number two, there are boost rings and boost pads all over the place. You don't need to hit all of them, but I would recommend hitting them for that speed boost. It lasts several seconds, and you can chain it together from one boost pad to the next, and basically be going boost speed for the entire race. If you want to get first place, you basically need to use the boost pads as much as possible. Again, some of them are a little out of the way, so maybe skip those. Find out which ones will get you from one boost pad to the next in a pretty efficient manner. And the last thing is, once you're really familiar with the racetrack, it wouldn't be a bad idea to try cutting corners. By cutting corners in the right spots on this racetrack, you can save quite a bit of time and get quite ahead of your opponents, giving you a pretty good advantage, which is very appreciated.
I folks, Captain Qwark here. It is my distinct pleasure to introduce this year's HoverCon Intergalactic Champions. Let's give it up for newcomers.
Ratchet and Clank.
Hey, look, that's us.
Today's winners will take home a brand new professional-grade Model T15 Platinum Zoomerator. Manufactured by Gadgetron, this hoverboard drive delivers more lift, speed, and maneuverability than any other anti-grav device on the market. Well, folks, that's all the time we have. Tonight, remember to set your infobots to the Qwark Classic channel for tonight's episode of Dogfight Over Death Canyon, starring yours truly. Thank you, and have a Qwark-tastic day.
Dang it, we didn't actually get to meet Qwark. Of course not. We'll have to find another way to get to him then. But first, we are not done with the hoverboard races. There is more now that we have the Platinum Zoomerator.
Since you now have a Zoomerator, you can convert tricks to turbo. Press the square button to use turbo.
We are now able to do tricks in the racetrack by doing various combinations of poses with the shoulder buttons, and flips by simultaneously using the analog stick or D-pad with a pose. You can do all sorts of tricks. The basic tricks come from using a single pose with one or more flips. The basic poses are Gonzo with L1, Tip Tweak with L2, Scratcher with R1, and Crunchy with R2. The next tricks are the combo tricks, done by using 3 or 4 poses in succession, not simultaneously, along with 1 or more flips. The easiest combos are from doing 1 flip, another set comes from doing 2 or 3 flips, and the hardest tricks come from doing 4 flips with your poses. Note that it does not matter what order you do your poses for your combos, only which poses are done and that you land successfully without wiping out. The hardest trick, the Twisty McMarks, uses all 4 poses and takes 4 flips. Pulling it off gives a skill point. Finally, whenever you do a trick, you gain a little bit of boost gauge thanks to our new Zoomerator. The more impressive the trick, the more boost gauge we get. By holding down square, you can boost whenever you want as long as you have boost gauge, meaning you do not have to go after those boost pads anymore, making this next skill point, which you get for beating the racetrack in under a minute 35 seconds, much easier. Alright, with the hoverboarding done, let's get back to it. Let's go ahead and board the taxi over here, head back to the start of the level. And we have one more path to check out. Looking at our map, there is an area over here that we want to go to. To reach it, well, thankfully we have the swing shot. Go ahead and swing on over there. I'll ignore the box, it's fine. And heading in here, it is finally time to make use of our good friend, the Hydro Displacer. Let's check out what this is all about. So, coming up to one of these instant faucets, we can use our Hydro Displacer and suck all the water out of the area, letting us check out all the bolts that are down here. Come on, let me up there. Now that our Hydro Displacer is full, all of the instant faucets in the area have become instant rains, where we can deposit our water and make the water go back up, allowing us to reach the next area. By carrying water around from place to place using our Hydro Displacer, we can make all sorts of progress by manipulating the water level. Alright, so heading in here, I am not going to do this trick, but I do want to make you aware of it in case you do want to go ahead and grind bolts for the Rhino. Standing right around here, if you pull out the taunter and just blast it for a while, you should hear boxes in the distance breaking and raining bolts down on you. You can get quite a few bolts, like 25 a second is what I want to say it is, if you stand in the exact right position around here. You can make a lot of bolts very quickly. More than most other ways of playing the game to get bolts. And by tying the controller down so that you're constantly just blaring the taunter without needing to actually touch the controller, you can just let the game sit there and grind out a ton of bolts. So if you really, really want to get that Rhino, just sit here and grind for several hours, you'll make plenty of money. However, to my knowledge, that trick can only be done once. As soon as you leave the area, as soon as you leave Rilgar, the glitch will no longer work. How exactly that glitch works, I will be explaining much later in the game. As in, probably after we beat the game. But don't worry, I will be explaining how it works. Eventually. Alright, heading down here. We are deep in these sewers. And there is a button here. Prepare yourself, because once we hit this button, the sewers are going to begin flooding, and we're on a time limit. Make as much use of your stretch jump as you can safely, and just keep moving. Do not stop to fight the enemies, which will be appearing right there. Hello, amoeboids. Yeah, don't stop to fight them. Don't even get hit by them. If you get hit, just keep moving. Do not even begin to worry about it. You don't have time for the luxury of worrying, because this is a very, very strict time limit. Okay, I don't like how high the water is. I was hoping to be a little bit further. Just enter. Oh, yeah, I don't think we're gonna make it. Uh-oh. Not good. We're gonna have to move real fast here. Oh my gosh, could not have cut that any closer. The sewer section is very, 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 very difficult. You just gotta keep moving, try to make as few mistakes as you possibly can, and just get through there. Do not let anything distract you. If you mess up and get hit or fall in the water, use that to your advantage if you can. Reroute on the fly. And we've reached the end of this section. Thankfully, much, much shorter than the combat section, but it is a simple rush to the end. If we hit this switch, we are brought right back to the racetrack, so we can go back and try that again anytime. Got a nice little shortcut now. Go ahead and give me those plenty of bolts. We are at almost 11,000. I was hoping for a little bit more, but if we got more, that would have meant that we did worse on the racetrack, so I'm fine with this.
Hey, press conference is over. Captain Qwark don't want no more reporters bugging him in his trailer.
Oh, you see, my friend and I need to speak to the captain about a matter of galactic security.
You mean you and your walking camera? You paparazzi make me sick. Now beat it.
But, sir, I'm sure the Captain Qwark will understand once we...
Now, save it. I know how it works. You convince me to let you in, you snap a picture of the captain in his underpants, then you sell a picture to the info tabloid for $1 million bolts.
You've got it all wrong.
Meanwhile, I'm stuck here making 6 bolts an hour, and I have to listen to a lecture from that cheapskate Qwark. So you don't get in unless I get a kickback. In advance.
You know what? I feel this guy. A hard job, no one, not even getting remotely well enough paid for it. I'm more than willing to shell out some cash to this guy. 6 bolts an hour? Pathetic.
You see how it works? You grease the hinges, the door opens.
Captain Qwark?
What's that?
It's Ratchet and Clank, Captain. You know, from the
Oh, yes, I know who you are.
You do?
Yes, and thank the galaxy you found me.
Huh?
There's an awful plot being hatched to destroy our planets.
Ratchet, he knows.
Great. Does that mean we can go hoverboarding now?
My friends, we're all in grave danger, and I believe that together we can put a stop to this madness.
Together? You mean you want our help?
Look, Ratchet, I've been keeping an eye on you. I've never seen anyone with such raw talent. You are a true hero in the making.
Really? You mean I could be famous?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, here, take this. What makes one man toil in obscurity while another becomes a hero? Is it strength, compassion, determination, or just pure blind luck? Wise men through the ages have struggled with that very question, but Captain Qwark knows the secret. That's why he's been able to defeat more despots, rescue more damsels in distress, and save more civilizations than any other hero in the galaxy. Now is your opportunity to see if you've got the stuff heroes are made of. This infobot contains coordinates to Qwark's secret base. Can you quickly conquer Qwark's killer cannonade of confounded contraptions? Can you Qwarkly quit? Oh, just make your way through the defenses to the center of the base. Prove yourself, learn the secret, and earn your place in galactic history. Consult your doctor before attempting any strenuous exercise. Not responsible for death or dismemberment. Your results may vary. Meet me at my headquarters.
Hey, Captain Ratchet, what do you think?
We won't fail you, sir. We promise.
Dang, we're actually being recruited by him to help out. I mean, we've already done some pretty good work so far. I mean, sure, Captain Qwark's a sellout, but you know what? If he's gonna take it seriously, he's at least a hero. Even if he is a sellout, he's still a hero. His help is going to be appreciated, and I'm glad he recognizes our potential as allies in the cause to stop Drek. And with that, we are done with Rilgar. Our next destination is Qwark's base. However, before we head out to Qwark's base on planet Umbris, first, we won the Platinum Zoomerator. So, let's head back to Skid McMarks' agent and get the reward from him. All right. back here on Iridia. Let's take the shortcut back over to McMarx's agent.
Fantastic! You got it! Great work, kid.
So, are you gonna represent me?
You bet, kid. And as a signing bonus, I've got this.
Cool helmet.
That is a sonic summoner. It is used to attract sand mice.
Right, and it's all yours. Well, I'm off to finalize the paperwork. I'll have my people call your people.
Do you have people?
The sonic summoner allows you to interact with the mysterious and intelligent sand mice species. Despite their innocent appearance, sand mice are very effective and aggressive hunters. Simply equip the sonic summoner when you are near a sand mouse house, and a mouse will emerge to greet you. If the mouse likes you, it may offer a bit of high-caliber tactical assistance.
The Sonic Summoner is a surprisingly useless item. I know of exactly one spot in the game where I ever actually need to use it, but most people just don't use it at all. You may have seen these throughout the game so far. They are on nearly every planet, these little things in the ground with antennas. Walk up to them with the Sonic Summoner on, and we get a sound mouse to follow us around and fire at enemies. It's passive firepower. I'm not gonna complain. It's just also, whenever you go to a new planet, the Sonic Summoner automatically gets de-equipped. So it's very easy to forget to re-equip it, especially since you have to actively find a sand mouse house in order to make use of it. Yeah, we'll be making use of it, but don't expect it to be like a common thing. Maybe expect me to use it once in the entire playthrough. And with that, next time on Ratchet and Clank, we're heading out to Planet Umbris to Qwark's HQ in order to prove ourselves worthy of being his sidekicks and taking down Chairman Drek. I will see everyone next time for that.